Okay. In the last few weeks, we read in the Parashiot HaShavua about Yaakov Avinu. And Sefer Bereshit is the first book of the Torah. Give us stories about, in the beginning, the creation, then Noah and the flood, then Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and everything that happened to them. And from next week, we're going to read about the Shvatim, the sons of Yaakov, and the selling of Yosef. One thing that we should know, that in a way, it's the name of the Torah, the word Torah, the meaning of the word literally in Hebrew, is instructions, like Mora, More, Torah li et haderech, show me the way. So in the Torah, we have a lot of laws, what to do, what not to do. But if you look at Sefer Bereshit, and sometimes in other books also, you'll find that there are stories. The question is, what's the connection between those stories and instructions? Why it's called Torah? If it's a stories, it could be a storybook or a history book, but how it's connected to Torah? The answer is that everything in the Torah is Torah. No stories. Every details in the stories teaching us something for our life, as individual, for us as a nation in the history. And there is a midrash that says that everything that happened to our forefathers, which is Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, gonna have a way of manifestation during the history. So if you want to know what happened, if you want to understand truly what happening, and if you're curious enough to know what's gonna happen, you have to look at this in this way. I want to talk about something I think very important. It will be a little bit deep, so if I'm flying too high, tell me. I'll try to go down a little bit. And let's start with, I want to talk about the nature of the Jewish nation as a people and as individuals. If you know what, I'll assume that you do not know. So if you know, just relearn it, maybe from a different angle. Yaakov Avinu is the third forefather, and he is the only one that has two names, actually three. He was born, and when he was born, he got the name Yaakov, and later on, Hashem switched his name to Yisrael, and even later on, he got another name. You know what's the third name of Yaakov? Yaakov, Israel, what is the other one? Anyone know?
Yaakov Israel. Yaakov.
No, and there is a third one. Yeshurun. We're saying that in the Siddur, it says in the morning, Me'ahavadcha she'ahavta oto, karata oto Yisrael v'Yeshurun. Anyways, a name in general, a real name is the definition of the thing that got the name. The thing, the person. If you remember in the beginning of Sefer Bereshit, after Hashem created Adam HaRishon, the first job, the first project that Hashem gave him, he took all the animals that he created and passed them next to him, and he has to give them names. And it says, "V'chol asher yikra lo Adam nefesh chaya u'shmo." Any name that he gave, that was the real name. Real name meaning it's not arbitrary, it's a definition of the thing that got the name. So name is very important thing. And the Kabbalah sources mention that when parents choose a name for their baby, a girl or a boy, nizreket nevuah mipihem. It's a prophecy. It's like everyone in this world has a mission. That's why we're here. Hashem sent the neshamot to the bodies in order to have a mission. And everyone has a mission and a time for this mission, 70, 80 years, more or less, according to the mission. And the mission is the name of the person. So when a parent chooses and looks, they choose, but it could be so many other options. But when they choose a specific name, says the Ari HaKadosh, that the soul of the baby radiated to them and tell them what the name of it is. So, let's go back to Yaakov Avinu. When Yaakov Avinu was born, in Parashat Toldot, we learned that his name was Yaakov. What was the reason, the given reason in the Pasuk, why his name was Yaakov? So it says the following. He has a twin brother. And one of them, after the pregnancy gets to end, and the delivery has to go out first. So the first one to come out was Esav. When Esav came out, the Torah described very unusual baby. I will quote the pasuk and then try to translate it. It says the following: Vayetzeh Rishon Admoni, the first one who came out, was a redhead, but not just a redhead. He has a red hair. Vayetzeh Rishon Admoni, kulo ke'ader etzear. Kulo ke'ader etzear, that was so unusual. He was a hairy baby. Kulo, from his toes to his head. Imagine a baby like a little monkey with a lot of hair all over, and all of this was a red hair. Therefore, ויצא הראשון אדמוני כולו כעדר השיער, ויקראו את שמו עשיו, and therefore they give him the name Esav. What is the meaning of the word? Word Esav. The name is a definition. So the meaning of the word Esav, like done, asui. It's done. He's a complete. Done. As a baby, he was hairy like an old guy. And then the Torah says, ואחרי כן יצא אחיו, and right after him, his brother came out, וידו אוחזת בעקב עשיו, and his hand was holding the heel of his brother. The heel in Hebrew called akev. Therefore, his name was Yaakov. Yaakov. Okay? So when we're talking about the Jewish nation are the children of Yaakov. And the rule is that anything that, it's like a tree, when you have a leaf or a branch in the tree, everything in the tree has origin in the root, in the shoresh, in the root, right? So the fathers include everything that's gonna come out from. So if you want to understand ourselves, again, as individuals, as a nation, we have to go to the roots and try to understand the names of our forefathers, which is Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Let's just concentrate on Yaakov now. The name Yaakov apparently is not a good name. Apparently. Because it talks about the heel, which is the end of a person. There is a head and the heel. So Yaakov is down. In Hebrew, the name Yaakov has also not too positive connotation because it's connected to the word la'akov. La'akov is to spy over someone. Usually when someone's spying over someone else, it's done when the person that being followed do not know that someone's following him or spying him. And usually the purpose of the spyer is to do something not good to the one who is following. Right? So in Hebrew, how do you say to spy on someone? La'akov. La'akov. Spy is a meragel. Meragel is a spy also. לעקוב אחרי someone is going after the footsteps, which is the heels, לעקוב, without the person realizing, right? If you followed the last few parashiot, in Parashat Toldot, in the continuation of it, remember the story that Yitzchak wants to bring a blessing, to bless Esau, right? And Yaakov went instead, pretend that he is Esau because Yitzchak was blind at the time, he could not see, and Yaakov tricked Yitzchak and he got the blessing. You familiar with that? Yeah? Yes, no? Okay. So, when Esau came back and he realized that Yaakov stole his blessing, he complained to Yitzchak and he said the following, הכי קרא שמו יעקב ויעקבני זה פעמיים. He deserved the name Yaakov because he tricked me twice. את בכורתי לקח, when I was hungry and I asked him to give me the food, he said, okay, I'll give you the food, but sell me your firstborn rights. That was the first trick. And now, he tricked me, he lied, he tricked you, and he took my blessing, right? So do you realize that Yaakov is not a good name? I mean, Yaakov is going like this, twisting. Now, let's take the other name, Yisrael. Yisrael, actually, there are two words over here. El, which is God. Yisrael, the letter is Yud, Shin, Resh, which is straight, Yashar. So Yashar is just the opposite of sneaky. And when Hashem changed the name from Yaakov to Israel, there is something big that's happening over here. From sneakiness to straight. Yeshurun, that's the other name. It also includes straight, Yashar. Right? Now let me show you something amazing about the nature of the Jewish nation. If you ask the non-Jews, they will tell you that the Jews are very smart. And they are wise guys too. And they always try to find a way to go around the system. It's in our nature because of the long exile, the problems that the Goyim gave us during the last 2,000 years, let's say. In order to survive, we have to be smart, not to think out of the box. It's good, and it's not good too, because you're not straight. So in a way, it's not good. One of the main values in the moral system is to be honest, to be ish emet, a person who sticks to the truth. And of course, it's a very Jewish value. It's a very, very important value. The Torah that Hashem gave us is Torat Emet. ונתן לנו תורת אמת. What's emet? What's emet? Truth. What is truth? What is the definition of truth? Real. In English, it's very interesting. Even better than in Hebrew in this case. Reality. So to be real is to live in the real reality. To be not real is to live in imaginary world, imaginary system. In Hebrew, you call it living in a movie. You made your own world in your imagination, and you're there. So to be real is to be in the real reality. It's not easy to live in the real reality because what is reality? What do you think? What is reality? When you see things, do you think you see the reality? A relative reality. So it's not the real reality. The real reality is there. God created the universe, and the universe has essence, and the real essence of it is the real reality. When we look at the world, we see only the surface. We do not see the real things, and therefore, reality is a very relative thing. The Torah that Hashem gave us, the Creator who created the entire system, has in it the information about how the real reality look like. And when you learn the Torah, you understand the real reality. The opposite of real is phony, is lie. Let's go back to Yaakov and the nature of the Jewish nation, because we are the children of Yaakov. Yaakov, in the Torah, in the Tanakh, the Nevi'im says, there is a famous pasuk, I don't know if you know about it, it's in Sefer Micha. It says, Titen emet liYaakov, chesed leAvraham. So Yaakov is in charge of the attributes of Hashem called emet. Emet, Titen emet liYaakov. But if you look at Yaakov, at his life, you will see that he is a professional liar. Professional liar. In Parashat Toldot, we learned that, as I said before, Yitzchak when he was old, he wants to give a blessing to his son, Esav. So he called him and told him, listen, you're a hunter, go hunt for me, bring me, get me a good food, I'm going to bless you over the food that I will get from you. Rivka heard that. Esau went to the field to hunt. Rivka heard that, came to Yaakov, told him, listen, you have to get the brachot. So you bring me 2 goats. I will make the food for your father. Your father could not see. You go in and tell him that you are Esau and you'll get the brachot. Familiar with the story, right? So, in a way, we have to ask about Rivka. What actually she's offering here, to lie, right? Clear. Let's not be nice. Let's see the way it is, right? She is saying to Yaakov, let's trick your father. Lie to him. Say that you are not who you are and get the blessing. What was the response of Yaakov? She initiated, not Yaakov. His mother, right? What was his response to this? He is an ish emet. He is a real person, a person of truth, a person of honesty. What we could expect that he will say. How could I do that? It's a lie. Did he say that? No. No. He agreed with his mother. He didn't say that morally it's not correct, it's not right, it's not proper. He has one technical problem. He said to his mother, you know what? I have no problem to lie to my father, but you're right. He could not see because he's blind, right? But he could feel me. So if he will feel me, he will realize that I'm not Esau because I'm not hairy like my brother. And when you realize this, instead of blessing, I will get cursed from him. That was the only thing that Yaakov says to his mother when she offered him to lie to Yitzchak. What did she say? Don't worry about it. It'll be okay. I took care of this. Just do what I told you. And he brought her the goats, and she made the food. Do you remember how she helped him to trick his father? She took the skin of the goats, put it on his hands. So just in case he will try to feel you, he will not realize that you are not Esau. And when he came in, Yitzchak asked him, what's going on? So fast? You already have everything? So he said, yes. Are you Esau? He asked him twice. Are you Esau, my son? And Yaakov told him, yes, I'm Esau, your son. I did everything. I hunted, I bring the food, come on. So it's clear lie. Clear lie. How a person of truth, like Yaakov, lying. And he got away with this. He got the blessing. and God loved him? What's going on over here? So here we're going to learn something amazing about truth and lie and what is the right way to run, to run the life. Before I'll solve this problem, I will quote something from the beginning of last week's parasha, Parashat Vayetze. After Esav realized that Yaakov tricked him, he was really mad on him, right? And he wants to kill him. So Rivka said, you know what, I don't want you to be killed by your brother. Go to my brother, your uncle, stay there until he will come down. So the beginning of Parashat Vayetze, Yaakov went out from Beersheba, which is in Eretz Canaan, toward Haran. Haran is the place where Aram Naharaim, where Lavan was. And then there is a very interesting romantic story. He came to Aram Naharaim. He saw the shepherds on a well. He asked them, do you know Lavan? They say, yes. So how is he doing? He's good, said the shepherds. And you see in the distance over there, you see this girl? That's his daughter. Her name is Rachel. So Yaakov saw Rachel, and it was a love from the first sight. He knew that this is the lady he wants to marry. So the Torah says the following. When he saw her, he told her, let me quote the exact pasuk. He spoke to Rachel, and he says the following. Vayaged Yaakov leRachel, and Yaakov told Rachel, Ki achi aviyahu v'chi ben Rivkau, that the words of the pasuk, Ki achi aviyahu. What does the mean? What is the translation literally of the words? Ki achi aviyahu, that he is the brother of her father. He is the brother of her father. Ki achi aviyahu. And then the pasuk continue, v'chi ben Rivkau, and that he is the son of Rivka. So Rivka was the sister of Lavan. How the pasuk how in the same pasuk, in few words, there is a contradiction. He told them in the beginning that he is the brother of her father, which is not true. He's not the brother of her father. He is the nephew, right? And then the Torah says, v'chi ben Rivka. And he is the son of Rivka. So the Torah, in the pshat level, in the simple level, do not say anything more than that, which is a contradiction. By the way, you could solve it. You could say, you know what? When he said that he is the brother of her father, it doesn't mean literally. It means that they're relatives. The Torah speaks this way. Like Avram says to Lot, which was his nephew, Ki anashim achim anachnu. We are brothers, meaning relatives. But the Gemara says the following. Listen to this. The Gemara says that actually the conversation between Yaakov and Rivka was longer than it's mentioned over here. The Torah just gives us the bottom line, but what was the full conversation? Very romantic. Yaakov saw Rachel. The first sight he knew that this is the girl he wants to marry. So, he said to her the first words. Amazing. First date, first words in the date. He asked her, says the Gemara, will you marry me? That was the first date. First words, will you marry me? She said, yeah, of course. Then she continued, but there is a problem. What's the problem? He asked her. Don't get me wrong, I want very much to marry you, but there is a problem. The problem is my father. My father is Lavan Arami. He is known as a cheater, and I know it's going to be a problem here. Why? Let me tell you. I have an older sister. And he will never let me get married before her. And therefore, when you ask my hand from him, he will trick you. So that was the conversation. Says Yaakov to Rachel, don't worry about it. I could deal with that. If he is a liar and a cheater, and this is your problem, it's not a big thing for me. It's not a big deal. If he is a liar, I'm his brother in liarhood. I'm a bigger liar than him. And let me tell you something. You know why I came here? You think to visit my cousins? No. I'm running for my life. You know why? My brother wants to kill me. You know why? Because I tricked him. So I have a resume. I have a resume of flying. So I really do not scare too much from your father. I could deal with him. Says the Gemara that Rachel heard that and said, uh-oh. You know what? Now I'm not that sure that I want to marry you. When you ask me, will you marry me? You ask me, right? And I say, of course. You know why I told you so sure, of course? Because I learned the pasuk in the Navi Micha that says, Titen emet liYaakov, that you are a person of truth. Therefore, I wanted very much to marry you. But now you're telling me that you are a cheater. And you're proud of this. Let me think if I want to marry a cheater. And actually, the Gemara says that she asked him a halachic question. You have a reputation of being a tzaddik. Is it allowed for tzaddikim to lie? I mean, aside from my problem with this, what about your problem with this? You're a tzaddik and you cheat your brother, you cheat your father, you stole the blessing, and you're proud of it. Could you explain? And he told her, and this is the secret. He told her, when she asked him, is it allowed for tzaddikim to lie? He told her, yes, it is. And he quoted a pasuk in Tehillim. And the pasuk in Tehillim, this pasuk actually in a different same words, different version, appear also in Shmuel Bet. It says, "Im ikesh titapal." If you're dealing with someone who is sneaky, play his game. That was the conversation that took place there. That's what the Gemara says. What the pasuk says to us, "Vayaged Yaakov leRachel ki achi aviyahu v'chi ben Rivka." Says Rashi, "Achi aviyah, achiv ani beramaut." I'm his brother. If he's a cheater, I'm a cheater too. And that was the entire discussion. Is it allowed to cheat to a cheater? And Yaakov said, yes. What we learn from this? Who is the real cheater? You know, here you have to be really smart. In philosophy, in the general world of philosophy, philosophy is something that interested me personally since I was very young. I love to read books, all kinds, but I love deep books. And I learned or read a lot of philosophical books, not just Jewish. And I find a very disturbing problem with philosophy. The fact is, what is philosophy? In general, you could define philosophy looking for the real meaning of life. Philosophy is striving for wisdom, for real wisdom. What is the purpose of life? What is the purpose of the universe? What is my purpose in life? when you go and summarize the history of philosophy, in a way, it's very sad to say it, but this is the reality. It's a complete failure. Why? Because since people start to ask questions in philosophy, they never got to agreement about even one thing that all philosophers agree. The number of ideas, the number of theories in philosophy is like the number of the philosophers who deal with the questions. Everyone has his own theory. Everyone learned from his teacher, took what was nice in his eyes, edit a bit, and came out with his philosophy. The number of philosophies is at least as the number of the philosophers, sometimes even more, because we know during the history of philosophy, not one or two, much more than that, philosophers that become famous because of their shita, their ideology, their theory, but later on in their life, they change their mind from this side to completely the other side. More than one. So the number of theory in philosophies are more than the philosopher who deals with what the truth is. Bottom line, there is no truth. There is no one theory that everyone agree about. Very sad, but this is it. Once I read, I could not forget this. This is something, that really shake you. I read about a certain philosopher who decided that the main thing in his theory is the truth. The truth. You have to say only the truth. Never lie, not to yourself, not to others. Say the truth. And he lived this way. He tried, from a certain point in his life, never to say a lie. Doesn't matter how, what, saying the truth always. So his friends tried to show him that it's not real. You cannot live with this. There are paradox in this situation. And they give him the following example. They ask him the following question. Imagine, so your idea is never say a lie. Doesn't matter how, when, never say a lie. So they ask him, what are you going to do in this situation? Imagine that you're in the street. You see a person running like crazy, scared and running. You look better, you see that this is your brother. Your beloved brother that you know is a good, honest person. When you look behind him, you see another person running after him with a big knife in his hand, with a murderer look in his eyes, running after him, chasing him in order to kill him. They coming from up the hill, and the road was going not straight, but a little bit like this. In the bottom, you are in the bottom, you see them coming from up, and in the bottom there are a T. You come from here, you could go either right or left. So it twisted. You see your brother coming, getting to the bottom, and run to the right. Because it was, in a twist. So for a few minutes, the one who was running after couldn't see your brother. When he got running to the bottom, you are there and he asking you, where did this person run? To the left and to the right? What are you going to say? You know your brother at his last strength, he's going to collapse soon. If you will tell him within a few minutes your brother will be dead. What are you going to say? Are you going to say the truth? If you say the truth, he will get him and he will kill him. And you know this is a murder, your brother is innocent, this person is a wicked. What are you going to say? If you will not say the truth, you're going to save your brother. What? So, what are you going to do in this case? They asked this philosopher.
Lie.
He thought and said, I know, but I decided never to say a lie, so I could not say a lie even in this case. Meaning he was so sure in his theory, and he could not lose it just because of this problematic situation. So he said, I will say the truth. So they told him, but you're going to kill your brother. So he said, I know, it's really sad, but I could not betray my philosophy. So they told him, listen, you know what's going to happen if you say the truth? You'll be the biggest liar. Because the result of your saying the truth will serve the lie. Because murdering a person, an innocent person, even not innocent, but for sure innocent, is the big lie. So when you talk about truth or not truth, you have to not be square. And you say, never, never. It depends on the situation. The bottom line is, truth or lie, you could judge it only by the final result. When you give a truth to a liar, he will take the truth that he gets from you and lie to others. So the right way, the truth, obligated us to lie to a liar in order to get the result, which is the truth. Minus minus is plus. And this is the idea. Yitzchak loved Esav. Vayehav Yitzchak et Esav. It says in the beginning of why he loved him so much. Because he lied to him. Esav lied to Yitzchak. And he pretended that he is a big tzaddik, he is a big good person. Therefore, Yitzchak loved him. And he wanted to give him the blessing. If Yaakov was not tricking Yitzchak and Esav because of the truth, he will serve the lie. So the fact that Yaakov is Ish Emes, being a person of truth, obligated him to lie. Obligated him to lie. You heard that? Now, it says in the prophecy that at the end of days, everything will be straightened up. Today, we live in darkness. Again, in the deep notions. What is the difference between a light and a dark? Take this room, very lit room now, right now. There are many objects in the room, people, objects, right? Now, let's say there is a switch with a dimmer. I will go to the switch, and not turn it off, but go to the dimmer and take it down slowly. What's going to happen? So it will start to be darker, 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 darker. When it gets to the bottom, it will be complete darkness. What is the difference between before and now? Be aware of this. The elements, the object, the people that were in the room before, when it was lit in, the same elements are there when it's dark. The change is in my ability to see the reality. So in order to aware of what's going on, I need two things. A good ability of vision and a light. If I have the best 20/20 ability of vision, but I have no light, I could not realize the reality. We need a light. Light is changing one thing. It's not changing the reality. It's changing my ability to realize the reality. Right? this world, the entire this world, called by our sages darkness, even when the sun is rising in the morning. It's darkness. This world called Alma de Shikra, the world of lie, because we do not see the real reality. We see the outside of things. In this world, anyone who wants to be successful, if you are a liar, you'll have more chance to succeed in this world. That's why it's called Alma de Shikra. One of the scholars, Greek scholars, many, many years ago, Socrates, they said that they say the following. Soon is Hanukkah, so let's mention the Greeks. So they said that Socrates says the following. The truth is heavy. Therefore, the volunteers to carry it are few. Truth is not a popular thing. It's heavy. Sometimes it's painful. Sometimes it's obligated, so it's bother the lazy people. So the ones who are volunteer to carry it are really few. In this world, the more you lie, the more you'll be successful. So this is the entire world. And there is a deep reason for this. This world is a combination of Shamayim va'aretz. And here the translation to English is not good. They translated heaven and earth. Completely not true, completely not accurate. What is heaven, by the way? What is it? Earth is not planet Earth. Aretz is the entire material in the world. This world is a combination of a spiritual dimension and a physical dimension. And what you see is the physical. You do not see the spiritual. Same with a person. We have a body and we have a soul. We do not see our soul. I never saw my soul. You never saw your souls. I could not see your souls. When you look at the mirror, you see your body. Your body is not you. Your body is the box that in it, you have you. One proofs? This is me, my hand. No, it's my hand. This is me? No, it's my jacket. My hand. Be aware, we're talking about our heart, like my heart, meaning there is a me and there is a possession that I own. So I own my heart and I own my mind. I own my body. There is an owner. It's like my car. My car is not me, it's my car. So there is an owner and the possession. So apparently, I don't know who am I. I never saw me. I never saw me. I saw the box that me is in it. And except that around, you look around it, that's what you see. You see physical. You do not see the essence of the things. The essence of the things is the thing. So the general world is a spiritual, the essence of it is spiritual, but it's covered by garments, which is the material. And what do you see? You see the outside, you do not see the inside. Chazal says that our situation, the Jewish nation in the world now, when we do not have the land of Israel, we do not have the Bet HaMikdash, we're not the galut, the exile of the Jewish nation, is also darkness compared to the good, the optimal way. Optimal state of the Jewish nation is when we are in Eretz Israel, we have Nevuah, we have Bet Mikdash. We are in exile. In exile, you see the cover. You do not see the essence. Jews, every Jew has a very big, great, holy soul. Special one. And this is the only difference between a Jew and a non-Jew. Not the body. The body is the same body. The difference is in the neshama. The Goyim also has neshama. But the Jews has a very high neshama. Very high soul. We are in exile. A lot of Jews never heard about their neshama. Live their life like they have a body only, and the purpose of life is around the material, and that's it. The truth is that we are much, much more than we think we are, each one of us. We have a great potential. We have to discover it. The only way to know about it and discover it is reading the instruction of the Creator who created us. You know, where are the instruction books? Right there. The Torah. The Torah is the way to look at the real reality. Yaakov is the last of the three fathers, and we named after him. We called Yisrael, Bnei Yisrael, which means that we are inside. The real essence of us is yashar, straight, looking for the truth, going for the truth. But because Yaakov was born with Esau as a twin brother, and Esau decided to kill him. ויאמר עשיו בליבו, יקרבו ימי אבל אביו והרגה את יעקב אחי, I'm going to kill him. You have to know that is a very serious strategic decision of Esau. And it's never expired. It's still there, still here. Because Yaakov is the representative of truth, and because he has to survive from the lie of the liar who wants to eliminate the truth, kill Israel, killing Yaakov, meaning to eliminate the truth. In order for us to survive, you have to be Yaakov. You have to be sneaky. So when we are sneaky, it's just only for survive. Survive in order because the truth is so important to us. So this way you could understand the history of the Jewish nation. When we in Eretz Israel, when we have Bet Mikdash, when we have Nevuah, when they're right, we are the complete straight. But when we are in exile, in order to protect the truth and survive, and make the truth survive, we have to be Yaakov. We have to be sneaky. At the end of days, it will be revealed that all the sneakiness was in order to keep the truth. And this is very, very important things to understand about us, individuals, as individuals and as a nation. Those are the things that we learn from this week's parashiyot. In Parashat Vayishlach, this week's parasha, one of the things is that when Esau was going toward Yaakov, after 20 years that he didn't see him, with 400 soldiers in order to kill him, Yaakov was scared. Because he just started to build the Jewish nation. He came with 11 little children, which is the Shvatim, the tribes. And Esau came with 400 people to kill him. When the messenger that he sent come and informed him this, he did three things. And that's what we have to do in order to survive, always. You have to know, the truth is dangerous. There are powers, very powerful powers, who want to eliminate it, to destroy it. The truth, the spiritual truth that we are representing. We are the nation of God. And when we facing a dangerous like this, and this problem going with us during the history. We're saying that in Leil HaSeder, if you remember, V'hi She'amda, there is a song והיא שעמדה לאבותינו ולנו, שלא אחד בלבד, not only one, עמד עלינו לכלותנו, came in order to destroy that during the history, אלא שבכל דור ודור, in every generation, there are someone who took on himself this job to eliminate the Jews. Not just physically, you have to understand this, not just physically. The Greeks, soon we're going to celebrate Hanukkah, the Greeks never tried to kill us physically. They tried to kill our identity as Jewish. They want to Hellenize us, to make us like them. And this is another way to kill the truth. B'chol dor vador, in every generation. So how are we going to face this? And it's not just the nation against, the entire nations of the world against the Jewish nation. We have to know each one of us, as a Jew, standing in the middle of a big war. And this is the norms in the society that we're living in. We are in exile. We are Jewish. But if you go outside to the street, everything around is anti what Hashem wants us to be. So we're in a war about our identity as individuals. And it's not easy. In order to stick to the truth, we have to really hold it. Hold the Torah, learn the Torah, understand what Judaism means to you, and you'll find yourself needing to swim against the flow, because there's so much big flow that's going just against you. So when Yaakov saw this, what did he do? 3 things. He saw that Esau coming with these 400 soldiers. He did 3 things. One thing, he started to be ready for a war, because he doesn't have any soldiers and Esau has soldiers. He divided the group to 2 groups, and he said, if, God forbid, one group will be hurt, the other one will be survived. So that's the first thing. It's how to be ready to minimize the impact of the attack. The next one was, he prayed to Hashem. He davened to Hashem and he said, you promised me that you're going to keep me. Now I'm facing a problem. I myself could not save myself. I need you to save me. And that's what we're doing. We have to pray to Hashem that Hashem will keep his eyes on us as he did. But we have to realize that it's not in our power to protect ourselves. We need him to protect us. The third thing that Yaakov did, he gave gifts to the enemy. He sent them, if you read this parasha, he sent them gifts. In a way, it's called, he bribed him. You want to kill me? You know what? Don't kill me. You will gain from this. I could give you gifts. He really wants very much to kill us, but he loves money or any other things, interests. So we have to know what he wants, give him what in order to survive for the next 5 minutes. And then another 5 minutes, and then we'll get to the end of the journey, at the end of history, survive alive. So that is Yaakov. Then came the story in the crossing of the river of the Yabok. Before Esau came the angel of Esau. And he attacked Yaakov when he was alone crossing the river. Right? The Torah described that it was at nighttime. At nighttime he attacked him. Because the attacker was the first one to attack, he has the benefit, right? So he hurt Yaakov, but Yaakov held him and didn't let him to win. And they passed the night. And then in the morning, something very weird happened. In the morning, the attacker told Yaakov, Shalcheni, let me go. I have to go. Why? Because it's sunrise. It's light. Allah Shachar. It's morning. I have to go. So what if it's morning? Why you have to go? I don't care about you want to go. You attacked me, right? What do you mean, let me go? What Yaakov said? You know what? You want to go? Fine. But I have one request for me. Bless me. Isn't it weird? I really wish all of you that no one will attack you in the middle of the night when you're alone. But if it will happen, and you will be able to hold the attacker to the morning, when in the morning he will tell you, you know what, let me go, don't let him go, take him to the police. What do you mean Yaakov says, okay, no problem, but bless me? It's weird, right? Well, what do you want him to bless him? So what was the blessing? He told him, okay, I have no choice. I will not, for my own willing, I will never bless you. You're my enemy. But because I have to go, why you have to go? Because I have to go, I'll bless you. So let me know, what's your name? Then he asked him, what is your name? What do you mean? You do not know who do you attack? What do you ask him, what is your name? And he told him, my name is Yaakov. So he told him, okay, you know what? I'll bless you. Your name is not Yaakov anymore, but Yisrael. And Yaakov was happy with this blessing. What this blessing mean? And what the entire story mean? Let me summarize it in a few words, and that will be the conclusion of everything. The attack was at the night time. The attacker was the spiritual power of Esav, which is the lie. When you could lie. Only when it's dark. When it's dark, the truth is not there. You cannot see it. So anyone could put any lie as a truth. So that was the meaning of the attack during the night. In this attack, he hurt Yaakov. He gave him a very strong hit on his leg, and he became Tzoleh al Yericho. But Yaakov was strong enough in order to hold him and pass the night. Then came the morning. The morning when it's light. When it's light, the truth, the real truth revealed itself. When the real truth revealed itself, all the phony, the lie that pretend that it's true, will vanish automatically. Therefore, Shalcheni ki ala shachar. When it's light, there's no room for me anymore. Yaakov told him, okay, I will let you go. But because you are now in my hands, I will not let you go until you will admit that I was the one who was holding the truth when it was so not popular, when it was so dark. Then I'll let you go. And this is what's going to happen at the end of days. Today, the number of Jews who knows the truth, not just know it here, apply it to their life, live it, are so few, it's unbelievable. About 15, 20 years ago, it says statistically that the population of the entire world crossed the line of 7 billion people. 7 billion. All the people that live today in the world, 7 billion. 1% of 7 billion is 70 million. 70 million, 1%. The number of Jews in the world today are maybe 14 million. 14 million. About 5.5 in Israel, 6 million here in America, and the other 2.5 all over the world. Altogether, maybe 14, probably it's less. 14 million is less than a quarter of 1% of the population of the world. Really few. Right? And yet everyone talking about us, like we are the center of the universe. Take the news, always in the news you find Jews, Israelis, like this is the thing. No one talk about 1.5 billion Chinese. It's not interested. But even out of those 14 million Jews around the world, the ones who knows what Judaism is all about, and for them it's a way of life, are maybe 2 million all over out of the 14 million. I'm talking about Jews who keep Shabbat, not playing, not coming with a car to shul. Keep Shabbat, keep kosher, keeping the mitzvot, put on tefillin every day. Maybe, all over the world, in America and in Israel, maybe 2 million. So how many people live the life that Hashem wants us to live? Very few. All of the others, the vast majority of Jews, unfortunately, and of course the entire world, live different kind of life. Not exactly what God wants them to. So it's a real darkness, do you agree? Real darkness. In this real darkness, the few who knows, attacked every day by the media, by the lifestyle where in the society we live in, and many of them falling. This is the hit that he got on his leg, and he became limp. But God promised us that we will never be destroyed. He promised us. And our job is to hold it to the end of the night. And then everyone will know that we, the few ones, the not popular ones, was the one who hold the real truth. This is the story of the Parsha. This is the story of the crossing this Ma'avar Yabok and the attack in the middle of the night. And then, at the end of days, everyone will know that we are Yisrael. We are straight. We are real, stick to the truth. We are Titen Emet. Titen Emet li Yaakov. It looks like Yaakov, but he is Emet. He is Israel. He is Yeshua. Okay. This is the Divar Torah. Thank you. If anyone wants to just now have any clarification about things that we discussed or ask any other questions, this is the time. Yes?
Were you referencing Kuzari at all? For like the body and the clothes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to myself Kuzari.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's mentioned. Mentioned a few books also. Yeah.
Can you look at another example of how, like, for example, say you have a wife and husband, and then that husband does lies, right, for the purpose of good, right, shalom bayit, right?
Yeah, it's not just between people in the marriage, spouse. It's just in general. In general, you have to know. This is the reason, because shalom bayit. You know, this is a big topic by itself. Because there is something very big called shalom bayit. And because of it, it's allowed to say a white lie, not a clear lie, but why it's so important, the shalom bayit? Because a husband and a wife, when they separated, they are actually two halves of one entity, two halves. When God created Adam was created in the 6th day of the creation. Before Adam, Hashem created animals and plants and everything. Each one of the things that God created, He created them male and female. When He created dogs, He created a he-dog and a she-dog, he-cat and a she-cat. When He created Adam at the end, He created him alone. Then He looked at him and He said, not good. He has also to be a male and a female. Question is, so why you didn't did this in the first place? It was a precedent before. You made plant like this, you created plant like this, you created animal like this. Why Hashem created us in the beginning a one, and then He separate the Chava from Adam? in order for them to rejoin. Because according to the Jewish philosophy, a husband and a wife is not 1 plus 1 equals 2, but half plus half equals 1. And there's a huge difference in the philosophy of how to look at it. According to this, when a person is not married, he's just a half entity. He or she is a half entity. To take the two halves and make a complete, it's a big project because everyone has different personality. They have to adjust. And this is a big job, a big project. That's called shalom bayit. Shalom is shalem, it's shlemut, it's completion. Completion between two halves is so important, and this is the truth. And for this truth, you could say something that seems like natural in order to make completion between them, because a conflict between them is the big lie. So it's the same principle. Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Okay. Thank you. It was a pleasure to come all the way from New York to be with you here in Los Angeles. And keep doing the good work every Thursday. I understood that you're getting together. Okay. בהצלחה רבה, שבת שלום.